Hey guys, this is War Machine 395 here with a quick review, or a slower review than usual, given that it's a master grade kit to go over today. This one is not going to be with me for much longer. I have some plans for it, so I figured I'd best review it while I still have it as a kit. There's a newer version of the master grade Nu Gundam out, so I doubt I'll be buying this version again. This is the older one. It's not a bad kit, really. The head's gigantic, but, you know, beyond that, and the chest is kind of weird and disproportionate, but you can live with that. Anyway, most notably is how sturdy it is, which is why I'm going to use it for something else. It has been in this pose for just over 3 years now. And if you turn it this way, you can see it listing a little bit, but with that many funnels, I'm not sure if there's many people who could stand there without turning a little sideways. Anyway, so 3.5 years, this is the most it's moved out of its old pose. You adjust it like this. Let's go again. Anyway, so, we'll try and make this one pretty quick. This guy's got an inner frame all the way through him, except for right out to here by the wrist. So, really, overall, quite nice. Notably, it's very rigid, and it can look all the way up, which is kind of cool. Superman pose, proper. Cockpit opens, of course, standard master grade fare right there. Okay, all the funnels move, of course. I'm going to take those off now, because they're going to get in the way. Alright, beam saber. Notably, I also lost the beam sabers, the blades anyway. Don't need them later though anyway. Okay, so we'll start with the head. It's on a ball joint on the top of this here, but you can swivel up and down quite nicely, and then left to right. Okay, it doesn't get too much left to right because of the collar, unless you turn it all the way back and then turn, and you can get the full 360 from that. Okay, I think that's largely because the head is, again, gigantic. Okay, like the shoulders are smaller than the head. It's different. Anyway, so from there, we have the shoulder armor itself. It can swivel up ever so slightly. It's like that much. Okay, arms 90 degrees to the body, and from there can swivel underneath 360. Elbow bends. There we go. Real rigid, 180. Alright, can touch its own shoulder with the hand, which is nice. Alright, the hand's on a ball joint, so you can kind of get around like this. 3-finger trigger finger split, not on ball joints. That's a hinge. Alright, thumb is on a ball joint, rigid, no extra joint in the thumb. Okay, as you see sometimes in current master grades. Alright, at the waist, there's a ball joint. You saw me moving around earlier for the funnels. Only goes a little bit left to right. The skirts are a little tight up there. Alright, the back skirts swivel and then move around a little bit. They're on ball joints. Okay, not a lot. Side skirts are on actual pegs, so you can't move left to right at all, or front to back, sorry. But they can come out a little bit. It's nice. Front skirts all the way up, and can wiggle a little bit. Ball joints again. Alright, we'll take a look at the upper legs when we can up here. These are all on ball joints, real hefty joints, really, really hefty. So got some bulk to them. Okay, not the easiest thing to move in or out. Alright, real stiff. Okay. So, notably, in the inner frame of the leg specifically, there are metal parts all the way through. Those help balance it out with the funnels. Something they didn't include in the new kit, which is great in the old kit, actually. I kind of liked it. Alright. Notably, there are some pistons in the knees. I'm definitely keeping those because they look nice. Alright. The knees only bend a little more than 90 degrees. Not a lot. Okay, kind of. Alright. The armor on the legs is not supposed to spread or anything. It's just their stock. It wiggles once you get stuff rubbing up against it though. Alright, there's some felt pipes on the back of the knees, kind of nice. These flaps move about a little. Alright, and then the thrusters underneath, kind of nice too. Alright, there are no ankle guards, so a strict part of the design. Alright, left to right on a ball joint, front, back. It's there. Okay, the toe has a nice little asteroid hook, I guess is the word. Alright, front and back. There's a separately colored thruster in the middle of the foot. Alright, the feet are gigantic. Call them snowshoes on occasion, I think. And quickly moving to the backpack, we have 4 independently moving thrusters, quite tiny. Okay, wiggly. Yeah. Alright, now on this side, there's actually a beam saber held there. Slides in and out. Okay, it's only. Alright, so the camera cut out for a second. Anyway, the arms are notably somewhat asymmetrical, and as I mentioned, beam saber on one side, nothing on the other. Alright, okay, so from there, there's not much left in terms of articulation, so I'd best get on to accessories. Okay, so you've already seen the funnels, one of the beam sabers in the arm, the shield, okay, it's kind of nice, not too bad for being the old one-piece shield that it is. There are 4 grenades, rocket propelled, you see them in the show, and I think this is actually a little beam rifle in the middle. I think that's also seen in the show. Alright, so from there we have 6 funnels. Alright, quite tough actually. They go together quite solidly. You can see the assembly parts here. Okay, so those just kind of slide together real nice like. Yeah, no, I can't get them back together. Oh, that's why. Wrong hole. There we go. My fault. Real easy. Okay, so take them apart again for just a second. And your funnels can hold a position quite well, actually. If you go like this, so you get the standard staple shape quite easily, and it'll hold it nice. Alright, it's only drifting a little after a good shaking. Okay, then from there, we have the bazooka as a moving handle halfway down the barrel right here. Okay, so you can hold there and kind of adjust it to fit in the hand, and because of this little clip here, it can fit onto the backpack, slide down, and lock into place. Alright, then from there we also have a beam rifle, quite standard looking. It's like a 3-part thing. It is kind of lame. Okay, so this can only really be held in hand. There's no other place to put it on the kit. From there, alright, I think it's a good time to mention that there are no pegs in the hands. Okay, it's older kit, so no pegs in the hands, so it has to hold them with what it's got. Alright, and the shield, having issues. Alright, simply clicks onto the back of this arm. It cannot clip onto the back of the other arm. One arm only. Okay, ball joint connects to the shield here, so it gets a good little wiggle here. Alright, included in the kit, you have 2 dry transfer decals. I think they're the only things I actually applied to the kit, besides panel lines. One here, one on the front of the shield. Okay, yeah, I think that's it for this review. For the most part, it doesn't have a lot of colors for a kit. On that, kind of clunky by today's standards. So, if you're inclined to buy it, or something like that, just there aren't a lot of faults with it. It's just older. That's it. It's the only disadvantage it has. So, like I said, I'm going to be using it for something. It should be good for that. Alright. And thanks for watching, guys. This has been the fastest Master Grade review I've ever done. Possibly the only one. Probably. Alright. So I'll see you at the next review, or next video, or whatever that is. Alright, so thanks for watching.